ready?
Welcome, Bones.
Are you ready?
Week 11 in review. This is how far I can move when I'm almost out of frame. I can make this rotation. Welcome.
Why are you doing that?
I don't know. I just thought it was weird when I was doing it. I didn't know how far I had to lean before I almost went out of frame.
What is that? What is that shirt for? Like a get well soon shirt?
It's hoping he gets back to his normal thing. I heard he might not even play this weekend. So sorry, Todd. That's signing for sorry, Todd, that he hasn't been what he was for me last year. Again, I think my players, they like me. I mean, look at Antonio. He went crazy when he was off my team. That's not my fault.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, lost it.
It's what happens. So week
He
11.
thinks your coach there likes to hide issues.
Like to hide issues. We didn't have those kind of issues while he was there. You didn't see him going completely crazy. All that stuff happened afterward. It was once he left the Berg that things went crazy. All right, let's get to week 11 in review. Lots of things happened. Some people have been knocked out of playoffs. Everybody else is knotted up. Everything's still in play. Let's get to it with the first matchup we have. Let me share this. Share the power.
It was crazy. It's crazy.
Patient, right? Completely.
All right, this I gotta see. Okay. So he's up there because he got hit in the head with a helmet. Ooh. Is that why? He's not there.
There's no Cleveland.
Okay, look at Michael Thomas, giant. Lamar Jackson, giant.
Look at CMC's pictures. It's the biggest one there.
Yeah, about time. Do you know how many points that guy has?
We covered this last week. Are you getting brain damage, Homer Simpson? I said this last week.
Okay.
Exactly.
First matchup.
Oh, we're not. You know what? With all the crap you give me, this is what we get. All right, first matchup. It's you.
Thank you for putting him on here. Wait a minute. You know what I would like to check and see? I would like to see if there's ever been a week you didn't include one of your players. Has that ever happened?
Where's my player on this screen?
I don't know.
Nowhere.
Dang.
Face. In your face, Heath. You're an idiot.
In the face. Okay. Go back.
Go.
I stand corrected. Okay. Felici Stratus, unfortunately, came against the juggernaut that is Camp Krusty, turning it on when it counts on the stretch, improves to 5-6 with a whopping 146.7 to 80.1.
This was not so much you're asserting your dominance over a team that scored well. This was a team that couldn't get 90 points that you beat up on. This is basically you holding someone down with both their arms tied behind their back and punching them about the face. This is like a UFC thing where the guy's down and you just keep hitting him until the ref goes, okay, it's done. It's done. It's over. You scored 146. She got 80. Ouch.
Or a Saturday night for Kathy.
Please. You had a big day with CMC with 32. DJ Moore, 17. Mark Andrews, 17. 23 for Randall Cobb, getting it done. On her side, she had a whopping 20 points from Todd Gurley. The rest, not much to speak of, but let's highlight poor Deshaun Watson going up against that Baltimore defense. Gets 3 points for the second overall quarterback this year. That's a bad week. Baltimore is for real, folks, in case you didn't know. Next game.
Next game, we have got, the Malibu Stacy's going up against Mac Be Your Daddy. Dawn, very happy to get a win here. She needed it. It came down to the wire. I mean, we were watching it at the very end, and it was like close. And then all of a sudden, she gets an update that Tyreek Hill had gotten injured, and they pulled him out. So
that's something that people root for apparently in the household. Kansas City people getting injured. They're clapping when people get injured. Very nice.
No, that is not what
kids
happened.
That?
We got a notification. I am the only one here who wished harm on a player.
Exactly.
But he's back, so it didn't really work. Okay, Don takes him down. 151 in a high-scoring battle to 145.8.
Yeah, very good day for Don. Huge day for Dak, Rain Dakota Prescott with 40 points. 23 for Alvin Kamara, 21 for Keenan Allen in that loss by San Diego, and 18 for little Tariq Cohen. On the other side, for Clemens, he's got Jimmy G, Mr. Handsome, for 38. He gets 23 from Deebo Samuel, 21 from his Niner defense. And everything comes down to Tyreek Hill. He's feeling pretty damn confident going into that night. A goose egg. A goose egg. He was not happy at that event.
Why did I think he had 3?
What? No,
For some
0.
reason, I thought he had 3. Wow.
0.0, Mr. Blutarski. Next
Ouch.
game. Oh,
Ouch.
God.
Okay. This is a good one.
No.
Well, Dickey versus Dickey. 146. The Frail Bombers take down the Stonecutters, preventing him from having a winning record. 146 to 138. Tight 1-2.
Yeah, tight only because my guys happened to try to come back on Monday night, but not enough. Stupid Patrick Mahomes in Mexico City does not get the job done. He hands the ball off for 2 of those damn touchdowns. He only throws 1 to Travis Kelce to double me up. Deontay Johnson got hit so hard in the helmet from those dirtbag Cleveland Browns, there was blood coming out of his ear when he was carted off for the day. He comes in with 4.1. I got 4.4 from Kenny Galladay. Damn you, Jeff Driscoll. Damn you for teasing me last week with a touchdown. I should have never started Galladay. That's beside the point. On the other side, you got my mom slapping me with 30 from Calvin Ridley, 20 from Cortland Sutton, 22 from Devontae Parker, 17 from a Rams defense. Good win for Mama. She didn't need it. She's locked into playoffs. I am clinging on a rope for playoffs, and thank God that Cat lost. But
not only that, but she didn't have Russell either, right?
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Okay, speaking of, the Wild Poopers go up against Space Herpes, who again, as I said, the Laytons just rolling 144.1 to 110 basically for the Wild Poopers. Although she still has a winning record at 6-5 there.
Yeah, just beating people with people who don't even start that day. Jordan Howard was out. I was apoplectic on the message board saying collusion. How dare he try to throw the game to her? But it turns out he was a stupid mistake, but he's lucky he won anyhow with Jordan Howard being out. He had 30 points from Kyler Murray in that matchup against San Francisco. That was huge. I didn't see that coming. 27 from Michael Thomas, the number 1 wide receiver with catches for sure. 19 from the Pats and 18 from Zach Ertz. Meanwhile, Cat got 20 from Matty Ice, 19 from Ezekiel Elliott. And then I highlighted this because I hate Jack Doyle so much because he screwed me when I had him last year. 0. Jack Doyle cannot be trusted. You heard it here. Next game.
We've got the punishment due going against his father. Man, these tight games this week. Punishment due ends up pulling it out by just 2 points against the great Cornholio.
Yeah, this was a super tight matchup. You got Todd coming in there with Josh Allen, who's done nothing but right, with 39 points, almost a 40-burger for the Buffalo quarterback. Very big day against Miami. Stephon Diggs, I don't know if you watched that Vikings game, started off really bad for them. Denver was killing them all first half, and then slowly they just climbed back into it. Stephon Diggs had a long touchdown, 27 points on the day. That was awesome. Derek Carr had a nice day with 20 points against the Bungles. Julian Edelman, 16, that dirty guy who tried to choke another player on that game. And O.J. Howard, another guy that thank God I didn't take because he was on my list, 0 points. He's another guy that both Jason and I were lamenting the fact on Monday night. That guy was supposed to be top 10, if not top 5 this year. Not so much. So O.J. Howard cannot be trusted.
And what other time would somebody trying to choke another play out was by far not the worst offense.
Right? I know. It's Thunderdome out there. We need Master Blaster to come in and get something going, right?
Hey, even though Jason lost, I'm sure there was a tiny little sparkle of pride in his eyes, seeing his boy take him down.
Of course.
But yeah, good job for those guys. Okay, what do we got?
Let's talk about the standings.
Okay, let's talk about them. Stand by. Okay, we've got
he's there.
In Brockway, the shit show way out in front at 8-3. I believe he's probably
games, dude. Settle down.
The Wild Poopers at 6-5 and the Stonecutters at 5-6. You, sir, are 3 games out of first at this point.
Yep.
Next league, we've got the Malibu Stacy's holding on to the front spot. Todd winning certainly helped move him up into the second spot there above Lacey Stratus, who I helped. You're welcome, Todd. And you are welcome, Don. 1, 2, and 3 in theirs. And in what I would say, arguably the toughest division in the entire league, you've got a 3-way tie going into week 12. Who'd have thunk it? Daddy Mustangs, first place. Camp Krusty, first place. Cornholio, first place. All of us at 5 and 6. Holy cow, it is going to be sad to see one of those go, but unfortunately that's going to happen. Springfield is a bit more clear. Space Herpes out in front by 8 and 3. Just one game back though for Mama at 7 and 4. And poor Terry. Wait, did we talk about Terry's game this week?
What do you mean?
Did you miss a game?
What do you mean did I miss a game?
Didn't Terry play and do good against? Oh no, we did say that. I just forgot to mention what I wanted to say is I was proud of her for not rolling over. She definitely.
Oh, yeah. No, she fought. It just wasn't enough. It was the LA defense that let her down, and so she's cheering against my Patrick Mahomes. It was a very conflicted night at your sister's house. Thank you for hosting. We'll get back to that later. Go on.
Okay, and that's it. That's
okay. So let's take, unfortunately, the one eliminated team, which is Terry's team. That was as of last week. She was eliminated. So, again, thanks for playing. That was rough. For sure, it's going to be Joe and Mama, but it's just going to be.
Well, don't give up yet. You still got to set a lineup for a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, no, she's not. She can keep playing. I'm just saying that.
Okay.
And when she gets to the toilet bowl, she wants to win that because there's a prize in that too. So yeah, so she's definitely not out of it totally. I'm just saying that.
No, I know you, but you said thanks for playing.
I said thanks for playing. Like it's statistically eliminated from winning it all is my whole point. Whereas Mama and Joe are just jockeying for position to see who's going to have the better seeding overall in the playoffs. Everybody else, it's still wide open. Now, I think Greg should be able to go because even if he loses the next 2 games, he's still going to be 8, right? And if the only way, because I can't catch him. The best I can do is 7. If she wins no more and I somehow jump in front of her, he still makes it. So he's locked in, right?
He's locked in.
Okay, so he's locked in. Mama's locked in. Joe's locked in. Other than that, it's anybody's game. Anybody in the other 2 divisions, it's completely up. Yours is the craziest with the 5 and 6 because you got 2 weeks to the end and he can go crazy in those 2 weeks.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine
being what if Clemens falls 2 spots in those 2 weeks? Do you think he's going to be happy about that? Not at all.
Get this, and this is given the fact that we're all 3 playing different teams out of our division, it's very, very possible that one of us could be in first place the week before playoffs and then not get in.
Yeah.
It is very possible.
It's insane. It is absolutely insane. Yeah, it has never been this tight. It's lots of fun. Let's move on. Cannot wait for the next 2 weeks. It is coming down to the wire, and we are sprinting to the finish. Lots of action out there today with everything. So let's talk about it. First of all,
I got deep pocket.
Camp Krusty with the big dollars. $16 wins the Browns. Dirty defense without Myles Garrett, so he won't be hitting people with a helmet, and the other dude's probably going to be suspended too. So you're missing 2 guys out of their defense that you just picked up. That's a brilliant move. You dropped Jacoby.
Typical. Look at who bids $1. You cheap ass.
Well, I hate that. I'm not going to overspend on a defense when I don't need to. Thank you very much.
But $1, you can't underspend any more than that.
I understand that. I have a theory, and just sit back and watch what happens. So, congrats to you. You get the Browns. That's awesome. The other bidding war was for Tyrell Williams. Poor Greg comes in with a low bid of 5. Doesn't get it. Gen 10. Nope. Camp Krusty 22. Big win again. Look at you. You are right all over the wire this week. I'm impressed.
Well, I got deep pockets, and there's only a couple of weeks left to spend them.
Got to spend it now, or else it's not going to matter. Exactly. And you know what was interesting was I know Todd and I are at a race to the bottom of who has the least amount of money for this season, right?
Yeah.
But yet I'm surprised in none of Todd's trades. He didn't throw anything like, and I'd like $10 of your budget too. Because remember last year he ran out and was without a tight end. I would have thought this year he'd try to at least build his war chest to be like, I want to make sure I have money towards the end because I am not going to field. I need to field an entire team going to the playoffs. So.
Well, you're trying to win that race to the bottom, spending $21 on a tight end that nobody else bid on.
You know what? I'm just protecting what I need to do for 1 week. That's all I had to do. I wanted to make sure I got somebody that I wanted.
To spend 1/8 of my total budget on a 1 week villain diet.
I had almost $80 in the kitty. I'm fine. I'm going to be just fine. Let's move on, Jerky.
Yes.
Next matchup. Oh, It's a hubby-wife rematch.
Oh, yeah. And it's going to be ugly because I'm going to dominate. Kim, 5-6. This is, for every team in Brockway, they're must wins because you
Yep.
could get knocked out if you don't get them. You get knocked out. So
North Haverbrook, you mean?
Is that what we are, North Haverbrook?
Way to know your own division, dummy.
Sorry. I know who's in it. Yeah, everything's a must win for us. So it's a must win for me. So Dawn has agreed to start all of her worst players.
Oh, no, that's called
Just
collusion.
kidding. I am just kidding. No.
Have to Johnny fingers for that one.
She I don't know what her situation is. I know she had to pick up somebody. I have not spoken to her yet about it. She's at 6-5 and she is alone at the top. So even if she loses, she has a chance of still being in first, where I desperately need to win. I hope it works out the way ESPN thinks it's going to. I did set my lineup, and I've got a couple of guys to play with. As you know, if Will Fuller isn't looking like he's ready, then I can go with my new boy. And who else to get? Oh, and my defense. I'm going to try to look and see what my gut tells me about the Bills going up against Denver versus the Browns. We'll see. It's about a point difference.
Sure.
And nice mine is set.
Nice how you continue to try to make all your players like slaves. My boy. Really, dude? Really? That sensitivity training doesn't work down at HP. I think you need to
My boy.
My boy. Okay, so let's talk about this matchup. Yeah, ESPN loves you. It is literally a side of green with yours. It's like you're the vegan and she's the carnivore. She's got nothing on her side. So Dawn now, in Dawn's defense, the Vikings don't play this week, so she will have a defense. Maybe she'll get a tick up or at least a better score overall. They've got you winning by a ton. We know it's not going to come down to that. Although she has that going up against that New England defense. That is not good for her. She's got Alvin Kamara and Latavius Murray going up against Carolina, and a Carolina team that is in desperate need to win those games because that's a division game for them. They need to win that one. She's got Alshon Jeffrey going up against Seattle, who has a decent defense. Marvin Jones against Washington. That should be a feast fest. Jimmy Graham against San Francisco, another one out. That's going to be tough too. So not a whole lot of favorable matchups on your side. You got some favorable matchups. I mean, CMC, doesn't matter who he's going up against, he's going to get his numbers. That's right. DJ Moore has proven to be the guy in Carolina. For Kyle Allen, right? He's been the guy. And Winston, even in his losing, is still putting up a ton of points. Although Atlanta's defense did look pretty froggy these last 2 weeks. That's why I picked them up. But we'll see how they do this week. Next matchup.
All right. Next matchup. Mac Be Your Daddy, Clemens, going against the Punishment Dude. Now, the Punishment Dude, that's an interesting one because a win by him and a loss by Don could mix that one up going down the stretch here, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. ESPN certainly likes what Mac Be Your Daddy is putting up. And looking at his team, boy, he's got a lot of little red marks on there, too. 2 questionables on there. I can't read the players, but yeah, likes him down the line, but for 2 spots, a wide receiver and a defense, it would appear.
Yeah, I love that Todd is a gambler at his core. He's got big, Nick starting. That's awesome. But better, Josh Gordon, who hasn't done a ton in Seattle, but he likes that matchup. He's taken it. And the emerging Bo Scarborough, who looked great in that Detroit game last week. He was tearing it up. And I love he's playing the hot hand, so who knows if he gets lucky and strikes fire with that one. Meanwhile, we got Jimmy G going up against Green Bay. That is going to be the game of the week. That's a great game. San Francisco and Green Bay. That's going to be a good game. Green Bay gave Jimmy G some fits, even though he was able to emerge over that Arizona defense. Arizona kind of stinks. Green Bay's got a much better defense. Le'Veon going against Oakland. That should be better for him, although the Jets have looked up and down all year. Who the heck knows? Terry McLaurin should do well against Detroit. And Emmanuel Sanders, if he starts again, that's going up against Green Bay, so we'll see. He's got a lot riding on his Niners with a bunch of them rostered. I mean, Tevin Coleman, Debo, 49ers, Emmanuel Sanders. He's got 4 of his people. That's a lot of eggs in one basket. If that San Francisco game goes great, could be a big win. If it sucks and they do poorly, that could be curtains for Clemens next week.
You know whose name I haven't heard a lot is
what?
Johnson out of Arizona. David Johnson. It's like
he's had a really rough year. He's been injured a lot of the year, and even when he's been in, he hasn't been effective. And he's been overshadowed by Chase Edmonds, the guy that backed him up 2 weeks in a row. And even when he was healthy, Chase Edmonds still in that same game, they put in Chase Edmonds more, and they just rode the hot hand. He had like 3 touchdowns that game. So
Yeah.
Johnson was just watching from the sidelines. It's been rough.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they got in Kenyon Drake from Miami, and he's been tearing it up.
Yeah.
Johnson is like, it's rough. That's who my mom drafted. I think it's her number 1 running back or number 2. It's been rough for him all year.
I hope it's not another Peyton Hillis situation.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and then we've got the Braille Bombers. Ooh, Mimi, I wish you luck. You're going up against the shit show who has been rolling. I cannot remember if they're in the same division. I have no idea.
They're not.
Oh, they're not. It says it up there. Good
It says
job.
Brockway versus Springfield. Can you read?
Yeah. Good job. Yeah. Well done. Well done.
Well done. Yeah.
At any rate, they like the shit show as of right now. Mama probably still has some tweaking to do. We got a couple of question marks. It's Philip Lindsay is a question mark, and is that Jarvis Landry, and a healthy squad on the shit show. I don't know. I wish her luck.
Yeah.
Come on, Mimi.
It's tough. He has all the weapons at his disposal and some favorable matchups. He's got Saquon going up against a shaken Chicago. If you watch that game to the end last Sunday night, they yanked Mitch Trubisky in the last 3 minutes. Now the game was arguably over, but to pull him, he's done for the year. They're shutting him down. They're going to put in somebody else. So your offense is already suspect, and now your defense has got to hold out, and they haven't been holding it down for weeks now. So Saquon should have a good day against them. Godwin going up against Atlanta. That should be an interesting matchup. Ingram going up against the Rams. Same with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson averaging 31 points a week. That is nuts. That might be the highest average for a quarterback.
How many points is CMC averaging per week?
I don't know. We have to go back and look. But that's a running back. I'm saying this is a quarterback. That's pretty dang impressive.
This is a quarterback-friendly league.
It is, but still the running back normally –
You get 6 per touchdown for quarterbacks.
I know, but if you historically look at our league, it's either a wide receiver or a running back that finishes 1 or 2. Yes, if you look back. Do the data research, you idiot. We're moving on to the next game.
Okay. We've got the 4 quarterlies. Come on, Terry. You could do this. She's going up against the Wild Poopers. It's supposed to be a close game. I think, Terry, you've got some open spots, so fill those, and I think this is a win. We shall see. It's shown to be close here.
You got it backwards. It's Kat who has the open spots. She is minus Dalvin Cook. Minus Melvin Gordon.
Looking at gentlemen's 4 quarterlies. Look at.
Oh yeah, she's right. She has 2 open spots. Sorry, Kat has 3. I was going overall.
Thank you.
Kat's also missing her kicker. You're right. She's missing the Chargers and Kenyon Drake. And Kenyon Drake's been playing great, so that is going to be a hole for her. But she's got a bunch of other ones. James Conner, boy, she needs him to play if she's going to have any chance, because that is her number 1 running back. The rest of her squad, we'll see. DJ Shark. Shark. He has been nothing but consistent this year. Look at him with an average of 18 points a week. That is impressive. Ross Dwelly got 2 touchdowns for her last week. Let's see if he can keep the pain train rolling and take down Kat. Terry, I am rooting for you this week. I'm rooting for anybody against Kat. She's my only hope. I need her to lose in order for me to get over and try to even get up next to her so I can tie that or get in front of her. Next game. Oh, God.
Next game. Now, I gave this game a preview earlier this week, believe it or not, because I was kind of curious, because I know coming down the stretch here, you need wins. Unfortunately for you, going down to the last couple of weeks, you face a very hot division-leading Space Herpes at 8-3, and you have a bunch of buys, if I'm not mistaken, with some of your stars this week. So as of right now, ESPN likes Space Herpes. You are going without Patrick Mahomes and Kelce again. But it looks like you're trying to fill those spots or have. What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be an uphill climb for sure. Yes, I miss you. It does stink that I saw my week 12 bye week with a number of players that I have. You're right, a lot of my stars, and I thought, well, hopefully they'll have it locked up by then. That does not appear to be the case. I am in desperation mode. I'm praying to God that Ryan Tannehill can be my savior. I'm praying that Baker Mayfield gets upset by Miami. It is going to be hanging on for dear life. And, of course, who do I have staring down the barrel at me? Who's the guy that's ended so many of my seasons or games?
Oh,
Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker.
No. No. I do not need to see his name anywhere on there.
You'll notice I moved Matt Gay into the starting lineup.
Yeah, exactly. So anyhow, we'll see how it goes. I'm in desperation mode. Joe's on cruise control. We'll see how his folks do.
Okay, and yet another tight one. This might be the tightest of the bunch. ESPN likes both these teams. It's got green arrows on both sides. The great Cornholio, who is in a three-way tie. Look, it puts him at third, tied for first in North Haverbrook. That's great. And then Lisi Stratus, who really does need a win. I mean, there's must-wins for both of these. Unfortunately, this game could mean playoff consequences. Who knows?
Yep, and some big matchups here for Jen Steve. She gets Deshaun Watson coming off that horrible performance. Maybe he rebounds and has a good day against Indianapolis, who's no slouch of a defense, but he should do better against them than Baltimore and looking to bounce back. Unfortunately, she's got Aaron Jones, who is the number 4th overall running back in our league, but he goes up against that San Francisco defense in San Francisco. That is going to be interesting to see how that matchup goes. Will San Francisco get the best of him, or will he overcome him? She also has Devontae Adams, so she has a lot invested in that Green Bay game. She's got Oakland with Josh Jacobs. Hopefully, should run wild over New York Jets. On the other side, you got Joe with Aaron Rodgers going against the San Francisco defense. Will they stifle him? Will they be more of a run game? Will it be a pass game? Going to be interesting. Julio Jones questionable against Tampa Bay. He needs him to play in order to win. And Julian Edelman against Dallas. That should be an interesting matchup. I know Jason's nervous in the service about going up against New England. And then you got Odell Beckham going up against Miami. That should be a cakewalk. But we'll see how together Cleveland is after that debacle of a game, even when they lose after the Steelers game last week. So should be good. Looks like a tight matchup. Let's hope it is.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Last slide.
Okay.
So Terry mentioned this at our outing. Thank you for everybody that came. Mr. Jason and Mr. Clemens and my mom. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Terry, for hosting. Made some delicious build your own tacos. Great taco meat. Kevin got some sort of chili thing that was awesome. It was delicious. You would have loved it. There were dogs running wild everywhere, up on couches, making me angry. And, you know, Jason was just loving it. You would have been loving it. That's what we did.
Yes.
Mo did the video of it. It was lots of fun. We missed you. And we had it was a fun time. Let's just say it was a fun time. We had a good time. Just thank you very much. Terry did ask, are we going to do something at the end of the year? Yes, we absolutely are. I haven't decided when we're going to do it, so I'm open for suggestions. Otherwise, I'll come up with a time and a date. But you're all welcome to my place. Come over, we'll hang, watch the Red Zone, see what's going on. Everybody can drop in and drop out whenever they can. Maybe the ladies can come down from their high perch of softball to grace us with their presence to say hello to the lowly people. That would be nice. Maybe they could drop one of their hankies to pick it up for them, the aristocrats that they are. So we'll see where that goes. I'm going to stop sharing so we can see our fat faces. That's better. There we go. Very nice. So thoughts going in the last 2 weeks, man? Tell me.
Okay, I will tell you this. It has been a lot of fun this year for a couple of reasons for me that are different. Yes, no, it has been.
Go ahead.
No, it's been fun. Okay, number one, it's been a lot of action on the board, on the waiver wire, and there's been a lot of value out there that's made going out there very interesting and valuable. I mean, if you look at my team, half of it I've got in a trade or off the wire at this point in time.
Yep.
That might be a slight exaggeration, but there's at least 3.
No, you've done a great job of cobbling together people, and they've hit when you got them for a lot of the time. You grab people that scored 20 and 30 in a week. That's huge, man. Yeah,
and start them.
Awesome.
And I'm not alone. I'm not bragging. I'm not alone. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, just look at your page from this week. So that's been fun. Typically, every other year we've known going in right around now who's in, who's out. Maybe there's a division still trying to separate itself. I don't ever remember a situation where with 2 weeks left, only one team is eliminated.
Yeah.
Some
2 teams are in.
You cannot pick. You cannot pick.
Yeah.
And so that's been very interesting. And it's going to be tough because, like I said, you could be tied first right now very easily and be out of it.
Done in 2 weeks. Right. Yes.
Yeah. So that's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you 2 interesting things that I got from our little outing, right? This was interesting. Two interesting things. The first was from Terry. She hates the auction that we do for all the players. I'm like, what? That's the best thing ever.
Great. I think it's great.
I agree, and I think the majority would be on our side. I said, no. I said, that gives everybody the same chance. Whereas before, it would always be the lowest that you could never
think she remembers. I think she forgets that it would be like two people up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yep.
And forget it. You don't have a,
And
I love the auction.
And not only that, she likes the immediacy of, hey, in the old days, if I put in, I got him immediately, you know, the whatever, when it happened or whatever. And I get that part if it's your person or whatever.
But it didn't, though.
No, I know, but I still think maybe she's just remembering it that way, maybe she got more that way. Maybe she hasn't bid. Maybe I don't know. For whatever reason, she wasn't a fan of that one. The other thing was, and shoot, now I've already forgotten it. It had something to do with the things. It was something that Clemens said. Dang it, Clemens, if you remember, you got to tell me. Now I've completely forgotten it. No, but you're right. This year has never been as close as it has. And I'm only mad just because I haven't locked up my own spot. I'm mad because I gambled with my draft, and this is what you get. You don't always win when you gamble. And so far, I've not won. My whole goal right now is just make playoffs. Jason and I were laughing about this. Both he and I have the same record. We've only missed playoffs 1 year only. And that kills both of us if we've ever missed it, because that is the true test of an owner is no matter what you draft, if you can get to playoffs, like you said, everything restarts.
Just make it to playoffs. Yeah.
Right, making it there is the whole thing. If that's the first goal of your year. If you get that, then everything opens up for you. Then anything can happen. But it's getting there. And this has never been a harder year to do that, except for a few teams who have scored like crazy. But there have been a lot of ups and downs this year, way more than ever. Not as many. I mean, very few people are super consistent.
Yeah.
Your guy is CMC. Strange. Yeah. Guy that she picked up on week 1.
Yeah.
DJ Shark has at least a touchdown almost every week. He scored. You know, there's a few people that everybody else is like this every week. You don't know how they're going to score.
Yeah.
So it makes
I know. It's been very interesting. And the other thing too, and this is probably why there's so much value on the wire. This is why there's so much movement. My team, everyone's team, is there's been a lot of busts too. There's been a lot of guys who, before the season started, they were super high on them. Baker Mayfield out, Cam Newton out. You know, the list goes on and on. David Johnson, like we said, haven't talked to him. Antonio Brown had played 1 game. Who would have called that? Played 1 game this season. Juju Smith, he was like top 10 receiver, the only stud at Pittsburgh. And not only does he not perform well, but he loses his starting quarterback. Like, you know, it's been one of those years. And then a lot of surprises, too. You said that DJ Shark guy, I don't know if I could have named him before the season started.
I didn't know him in all my stuff. He was on my list. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, the kid that I got from Carolina, I've heard of him before, but it was just I need more receivers. Let me take this guy. He's been my starter all year. So it's just weird stuff like that. It's been fun, though. I would call this one of the funner years. The other thing I will say, and I don't know if this has ever been the case, maybe with one team, but never this many. I do not recall, again, another season where so many people had so much production from defenses. Like before, maybe there was one or something like this, but this year it's been nuts.
There have been more games where there have been either defensive touchdowns or just holding them to 3 or 0 points with a ton of sacks, with a ton of interceptions. It's been nuts. You're right. I mean, the Patriots are obviously the outlier. They're the ones that have been the best. But there's a bunch more that have scored 20 regularly in a week. And
it's not weird to hear 20. You're like, 20?
Yeah, it used
to be better than all of my receivers. That's better than all of my tight ends.
Yes. So, most times you'd get anywhere from 10, maybe 15, as low as 5. Normally, not too, if you go really bad, maybe you get a negative point, but not too bad. Never have we seen as many 20 or higher scoring defenses, right? It's insane this year. Yeah, I agree. It's been a roller coaster this whole year. I can't wait to see how it's going to end. And what's going to be crazy is at the end of these 2 weeks, we're going to look back at these last few weeks and go, everything could have changed, right? Like that. You know,
and it will.
And so it's going to be great to see how it goes. So everybody's going to make sure they set their lineups. Thanks for participating. It's been another fun year. I can't wait to do it again. I can't believe it's almost over. But, excited to do it and can't wait for next
Are you ready to burst into tears when it's all over?
How dare you.
You're going to cry twice, possibly in 2 weeks, hopefully not. And then again when the Steelers in the hunt thing gets out. And then again after, Brady gets another ring.
Don't say that. Damn you. If he gets that, he beats Pittsburgh with 7. That is not going to happen. Oh, crap. Hold on. That would be the real tears. Those would be the real tears where I'm on the ground in the heat. We don't need to see that. All right. Well, hey, this has been great. Everybody set your lineups. Don't forget, we got a Thursday night game. I don't even know who's playing, but look for it.
Can't remember. Yeah.
So any last words before we close it out?
No, we had a plenty.
All right, man. Hey, for Kevin Heath, this is Matt Dickey signing off. Kevin, take us home.
Stay classy, Bone Storm.